Morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm presenting you StarTric. We are developing a transcatheter solution to treat tricuspid valve regurgitation, which is by far the most and biggest unmet clinical need in the entire structural heart landscape. Tricuspid valve regurgitation, it's the most common pathology that actually afflicts the tricuspid valve, and it occurs when the valve doesn't close properly, and it causes the blood to backflows and reduces the flows to the lungs. It has a huge impact on mortality. A patient with severe tricuspid valve regurgitation 85% of them will die at 10 years. And it has also a huge impact on the quality of life, very typical of cardiovascular diseases. But despite this fact, it's really and hugely undertreated. It affects 0.4% of the entire population, and only 3% of severe tricuspid regurgitation patients are treated with surgery today. At StarTric, we are developing a new technology to safely and effectively treat tricuspid regurgitation. This is a healthy valve. You see a coaptation properly working. Now the valve is regurgitant, so you see backflow coming back to the atrium. We will have a transfemoral approach, approaching the right atrium through the inferior vena cava with a steerable catheter. We are deploying a stabilizing system that enables, during the procedure, to stabilize the leaflets and bring them together on the valvular plane, so to create a surface that can actually be easily seen under echo guidance, and create a surface that we can puncture with 3 needle cannulas, deploying on the ventricular side 3 self-expandable anchors, 1 per each leaflet, in the desired position. So you will see on this leaflet, very far from the center of the valve, we are able to grasp it very, very far and deploy a needle. We then retrieve completely the stabilization system, leaving only the 3 anchors implanted, and we deploy a central blocker fastening the 3 pledgets that act like suture pledgets, and we basically achieve a clover repair of the tricuspid valve by restoring coaptation and proper functioning of the valve, abolishing TR, and leaving implanted a very tiny device. Now, you'll see both atrial and ventricular side in these two pictures. Mind that our technology is actually based on a very strong clinical and surgical evidence of the clover surgical technique that is a gold standard in surgical treatment of tricuspid regurgitation, and we are the only company that is treating and developing a transcatheter technology to actually replicate the end result. It has been developed at Sarafele Hospital. It consists of stitching together the central leaflet, the 3 edges of the central leaflets of the valve, creating a triple orifice valve, as you just saw. It has been proven to be very effective on very severe patients. Over the course of 15 years follow-up, over 100 patients, freedom from TR in 9 years is almost 80%. And we actually recently encountered as well the recent experience of Dr. Pitsis in Greece, which actually performs an endoscopic clover by basically using not sutures, but pledgets, and tightening them up with a titanium fastener, basically like we do in our transcatheter approach. And he's publishing 20 patients with over 3 years follow-up with great results. It's a cross-validation of what we are doing, of course. But if we see what's happening right now in the market, until 3 years ago, open heart surgery was the only solution for these patients, being highly invasive, only few patients with access to care. Right now, we see a first generation of technologies that actually can reduce the surgical risk, but are really falling behind in terms of efficacy because they have been migrated from mitral applications and adapted to the tricuspid valve. We see that in the future, in the near future, there will be the need for effective transcatheter solutions that are both safe and effective and tricuspid native. That's what we do, actually. Our procedure is simple. It's a single implant, easy, repeatable, reproducible, adaptable to different anatomies and pathological conditions, and based on proven surgical experience. And this is why we really believe we can become the the gold standard for tricuspid regurgitation treatment, addressing different stages of TR and different type of anatomies. I want to show you now on the left side of the screen, this is a pig heart valve on an ex vivo model, very pathological valve, huge coaptation gaps, highly treatable with current devices, and you will see on the right side of the screen the valve coaptation being completely restored, TR abolished, and the functioning being completely restored. We also performed recently an in vivo case with a follow-up at 30 days on a sheep model, cross-validating what we actually experienced in many ex vivo cases. So the implant is stable. We didn't experience any major complications or minor complications cardiovascularly-wise, and no significant TR was experienced. So very positive test that we recently conducted. We have built an IP portfolio of over 5 patents, covering also alternative designs to replicate the surgical clover technique. We have raised $2 million to date, successfully tested the technology in ex vivo and in vivo campaigns, and proven the comparability of, let's say, TR reduction with the clover technique. We are receiving a warm, let's say, welcomes from the scientific community. We will attend TCT this year in Washington, and also the Shark Tank Innovation. We have been at Europe PCR with the scientific session, and also in the Innovator Day in 2022 at the SCI Innovation Finalist. We are raising 5 million euros to complete the design freeze of the implant and the preclinical validation. First in human to be achieved in 2028. The 5 million round will be structured with a 1 million safe to be closed by the end of this year, half committed already, and a 4 million equity closing next year. If we see at current exit opportunities, we see a market which is far behind, actually having in their portfolio either effective or at all transcatheter solution for tricuspid regurgitation treatment. So there's a huge potential here with strategics to address this problem conjointly. We actually are very honored to have on board of our team Professor Alfieri and Professor De Bonis, who are the inventors of the device, but as well the pioneers of the surgical technique behind our technology. Professor Alfieri himself is also the inventor of a surgical technique which is the basis of current TEER technologies like MitraClip and Pascal. They are replicating their technique on the mitral side. We are surrounding Professor De Bonis and Professor Alfieri with a scientific advisory board with a worldwide recognition. And also we pulled together a management team with a lot of experience in cardiovascular innovations and commercialization and developing of technological technological devices in the market. Thank you very much. And if you want to reach out, I'm here for you.